So what else did you do over the weekend? Did you do anything else this
Ah,
weekend?
else more. I understand. Uh, I'm working. My job. I'm photographer. Journalist. Um, I'm studying for my college. And, and I play with my new puppy. I
Okay. Puppy.
puppy.
Yeah. Okay. And what's your new puppy's name?
Is Fluck.
One more time?
Fluck.
Okay. Can you spell it in the chat box? I'm still not sure
F
about that one.
F L U K E.
Luke. Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Nice. That's a great
yes,
name.
yes.
All right. And what are
And
you studying? What are you studying in college?
I'm studying engineering, civil engineering.
Nice. Okay. So,
I'm
and
in sixth semester,
okay, you're getting
fourth
your
year.
master's.
Sorry, Joshua.
Did you say you were getting your master's?
No, semester.
Oh, your semester. Okay. Um, okay.
That's
Nice.
that's right.
Yeah, the semester.
No. I'm studying engineer I in sixth semester in my college.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in my sixth. Sixth.
Sixth.
Sixth
Okay.
semester.
Yes.
Okay. And Vanathi, welcome to class. Vanathi, how are you doing?
Hi, Joshua. I'm doing great.
Nice. Okay. And where are you from?
I'm from India, but I'm currently staying in Singapore.
Okay. Nice. And when did you move to Singapore?
6 months back.
Okay. About 6 months ago. And do you like it? Are you enjoying Singapore?
Yes. Yes, it's a good place to stay.
Okay, good. All right, nice. And so, Vanathi, what do you like to do for fun? What do you do in your free time?
Actually, I'm moving back to India in a couple of weeks, so these days I'm very busy packing stuff and shopping, final shopping.
Okay, so doing your last shopping and packing and stuff. Okay. Um, are things less expensive in Singapore than they are in India?
No, it's too expensive here.
Okay. Okay. Um, all right. And so what are you shopping for? Like
For
souvenirs?
nieces, my nieces and nephews mostly, and for my parents.
Okay. Okay, cool. So getting some souvenirs. Um,
Yeah.
cool. And awesome. Well, let's get started talking about today's class.
Okay.
Um, and so we're going to be talking about fairy tales today. Paolo, can you read the title in the next few lines?
Yes. Fairy tale. Today's class, we will talk about fairy tales, read sections of fairy tales, make up our own fairy tale.
Okay, good. Nice job. And let's go into the next page. Paolo, can you ask Fanathi the first question?
What is a fairy tale?
Um, Fairy tales
Oh,
or
let me
or imaginary stories.
imagine a story.
where they happily live ever after. I don't know the definition of fairy tales.
Okay, it doesn't have to be the perfect definition, just what you think it means. What would you consider to be a fairy tale? It doesn't have to be perfect. You start
Fairy
out with,
tales, they are imaginary stories where people are always happy, or in the end, people are always happy.
okay, so we might say happily ever after. It's a really
Yeah.
common way to end a fairy tale. Okay. Okay, that's great. And Paolo, do you have anything else to add on that? Anything else?
What is fairy tale? Fairy tale is like a story, uh, another world about another world, like Lord of the Rings, uh, the book, the book.
Okay. Um, yeah, I think The Lord of the Rings is more of like a
Yes,
fantasy story, which are really similar.
it's
So,
like a Peter Pan,
excuse me?
like a Peter Pan.
Yeah, definitely more like Peter Pan for sure. Um, okay. And Paolo, actually, Benatti, can you ask Paolo the next question?
Hi, Paulo. Do you know any fairy tales from your country?
Yes, I know. My country is very famous. Uh, the story, the, the story of the Peter Pan.
Story of?
And my country is very famous. The story of Peter Pan.
Oh,
Okay. So maybe we just say, in my country, Peter Pan is very
Okay.
famous. Can you read
Yes.
that sentence one more time?
In my country, Peter Pan is very famous.
Yeah. You could also say the story of Peter Pan is very famous, but I think it sounds best to say Peter Pan is very famous. And I'm not sure which one of you it is, but one of you, I'm getting some feedback. Okay, Vanati, I think it's you. If there's any chance, Vanati, when you're not speaking, if you could mute your microphone, just so that we don't get a lot of feedback when I'm talking or when Paolo's talking. Um, but okay, and Paolo, can you ask Vanati the next question?
Yes. Do you have a favorite fairy tale?
um, yes. My favorite fairy tale is Cinderella.
Okay, why do you like it?
That's the first fairy tale I have ever heard. So I got attached to it a lot.
Okay, so I got very attached to it. Can you repeat that sentence one more time?
Um, it was the first fairy tale I have ever heard. So I got very attached to it.
Good. Nicely done. Really good job. Any other?
I have a doubt here.
Okay.
In that sentence, um, it's I mean I shouldn't use I have ever heard or I ever heard is fine.
Yeah, we would say I ever heard. If we wanted to use the present perfect for something that's like happened in the past that kind of is still happening,
Okay.
is so that could be close, but not really. I ever heard. So yeah, I think it just sounds better in the past tense. It was the first tale I ever heard. Um, yeah, I wish I could explain that a little bit better, but we would use the simple past there. All right, Paulo, what about you? Do you have a favorite fairy tale?
Oh, I don't know. I'm 36 years old, and I think in my when I was child, when I was a kid, and I I liked a story, the Batman.
The story of who?
Batman.
Ah,
It's
okay.
not a fairy tale, but that is I remember that that's that's the story when I was a kid, when I was a child.
Good. Okay, really good. It's kind of like a fairy tale. We wouldn't say the story of. I just liked Batman. Again, so it's like the story of Peter Pan we wouldn't use, just Batman. Can you repeat that sentence, Paolo?
Yes, I don't know. I'm 36 years old, and I think when I was a child, like a Batman,
Yeah. When I was a child, I liked. And can you
I
repeat
like it,
liked?
like it,
Close. Liked. Liked.
like it, like it,
Close. Liked. So it's like a
like. Sorry, like it.
again, it's close.
Okay, like it.
Yeah, I know. It's
No,
hard. I'm
no,
gonna try to look
no.
for something.
Like.
Yeah, liked. That sounded good. Um, okay, good. And Ken, welcome to class. Ken, how are you doing?
Oh my
Ken, can you
gosh.
hear me?
Yes, yes. Hello.
Oh,
And my computer was busy. Sorry.
okay, how are
How
you
are you?
doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. And also, David, welcome to class. David, how's it going?
Hi Joshua, I'm doing well. What about you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. So good to see you guys again. And Paulo, if you look in the chat box, there's a video for that liked pronunciation, I think, with the KT sound.
Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully that'll work out. And does anybody have any questions on this page?
No questions, Joshua.
Okay, good. Let's go on to the next page. And let's start with David. Can you read the title and the vocabulary?
Yes, sure. Vocabulary, allusion, curve, dramatic, folklore, mysterious, narration or narrator, plot, supernatural, wicked.
Nice. Really good job. Great pronunciation with a lot of those words. One small thing, just the narration and the narrator.
Narration and narrator.
Yeah, and narrator.
Narrator. Okay, right.
Yeah, narrator and narration.
Narration. Okay, right.
Okay, good. But that was great. Does anybody have any questions on this page? Any questions about any of these words?
What?
What does allusion mean?
Really good question. Does anybody know what allusion means?
Yes, allusion is a reference. Allusion is like a reference that you uh, do that you make related to another thing.
Yeah, another thing. And it's an indirect reference.
Yes, indirect.
But other than that was perfect. Really good job. Okay, good. Does that answer your question, Vanati? Okay, so hopefully that answers that.
Yes.
It's not quite a connotation.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar to a connotation, but not really. So an allusion is like an act of doing something, and
Mm.
connotation would be noun. So, a little bit different. Connotation's more passive. It connotes something. It doesn't allude
Mm.
to it. Allude would be more active and more intentional than connotation, which is kind of just passive. Does that make sense, Ken?
Ah, yes, thank you.
Okay. Um, all right. And any other questions? Any other questions? Okay. Let's make some sentences. Can you guys each choose one word and write a sentence in the chat box? Nice. All right, Ken. Ken, I know you can do better than that. Can we have a longer sentence, Ken?
Longer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's good. Nice job, David. Okay. And Paulo, when you get the chance, just write a sentence in the chat box. And let's start with Venati. Is the first sentence yours?
Yes.
Is this your sentence, Venati?
Yes.
Okay. And so can you read your sentence out loud?
Maleficent cursed Snow White when she was a baby.
Yeah. This is really good. Maybe just the pronunciation of cursed. Can you repeat cursed?
Cursed?
Yeah. Cursed. Good.
Cursed.
Yeah. And David, can you repeat your sentence?
Yeah, Joshua. The story was too dramatic that I cried at the end.
Okay. This is really good. We would have to change something. So we could either say, we could either change here or there. So how would you change this sentence, David? Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, maybe. Could be the story was so dramatic, I cried at the end.
Yeah, this sort of was so dramatic that I cried at the end. Or you could say, the story was too dramatic. And then you could use a semicolon. I cried at the end. So either of those would work.
With a point and a comma. How do you call that punctuation?
This is a semicolon.
A semi. Can you type it? Semicolon. Semicolon.
And so it's used to separate two sentences that flow together but can stand on their own. So they're connected by the same idea, but they can stand on their own. Nice, Ken. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. And Ken, can you read your sentence?
Okay. Frozen was a dramatic folklore-like fantasy. The heroine's supernatural power eludes her loneliness.
Yeah. Supernatural. Okay, this is really good. Supernatural power eludes her loneliness.
Mm.
We wouldn't say eludes. So an illusion is like a connection in between stories. So, I mean, Milton's. Oh well, I don't know. When you're making an illusion, you're usually referencing another work.
I see.
So, what do we? Yeah. So I guess if you were talking about like a book, you could say Ellison's Invisible Man alludes to Jean-Paul Sartre's philosophy in the text. So if you're talking about like allusions, you usually allude to like philosophy, or you can allude to like the Bible or another books.
I see.
And also we'd want to put an E at the end of heroin, otherwise it's the drug. So if we have heroin, it's girl hero, heroin.
Oh my gosh. Typo. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning about that.
Yeah, for sure.
It is necessary. Okay.
So the heroine's supernatural power increases her loneliness, maybe?
Yeah, that's right, yes.
So can you read that sentence one more time, Ken?
Okay. Frozen was a dramatic folklore-like fantasy. The heroine's supernatural power increases her loneliness.
Yeah. Really good. The heroine's supernatural power. Okay. And let's have Paulo, can you read your sentence?
New Headless is well-known folklore in my country. It's very dramatic.
Okay. We would want to make these two sentences and start with the pronoun. So it is very dramatic.
Very dramatic.
Yeah, good. Mule headless. I've never heard of mule headless. Hold on.
Sorry.
Headless mule. Okay. So yeah, we would probably say the headless mule.
Headless mule.
Yeah, the headless mule is a well-known folkloric character. Is it a character?
In my country, yes.
Okay. Folkloric character. Or so is there only one story, or are there many stories?
Only one story.
Okay.
Through the story exists another story.
Yeah, okay. It's a well-known folklore. I guess that would work. Okay. So yeah, can you read your sentence one more time?
Yes. The headless mule is a well-known folklore in my country. It is very dramatic.
Okay, good. Really good job. And does anybody have any questions on this page? All right, good. Let's go on to the next page. Uh, let's skip that. I guess we can skip that too for now. Let's do some reading, and let's start with Vanati. Can you read the first paragraph?
Yes. A fairy tale is a type of short story that typically features European folkloric fantasy characters such as dwarfs, elves, fairies, giants, gnomes, goblins, mermaids, trolls, or witches, and usually magic or enchantments. Fairy tales may be distinguished from other folk narrative such as legends, which generally involve belief in the veracity of the events described, and explicitly moral tales, including these fables.
Nice, that was awesome. Really good work with some of these words, like explicitly was perfect. You said that better than I say that usually. And veracity was really good as well. Some really difficult words you did a great job with. That was really impressive.
Thank
Um,
you.
you're welcome. Only a couple small things that I did notice. Giants. Giants.
Not James.
Yeah, giants.
Giants.
Yeah, giants. And then we've got distinguished.
Distinguished.
Yeah, distinguished. I'm not really. Yeah, guished maybe. Distinguished. And then fables.
Fables.
Good.
Fables.
Okay. So
What
can
is
you
the
repeat
meaning of veracity?
the truthfulness?
Okay.
Truthfulness. Okay. And let's have. Actually, does anybody else have any other questions in this first paragraph? Any other questions? Okay. Paolo, what's a dwarf?
Sorry,
Sorry, Paolo?
uh, what's the question, Joshua? Please, Joshua, what's the question?
Okay. Do you have any questions about any of the words in the first paragraph?
Oh, okay. What does the word mean?
What does what mean?
Yes.
Dwarves. Okay. And who can explain what does dwarves mean? What is a dwarf?
Dwarfs are the short people.
Yeah. Uh, sure. And so they're usually like fairy tale characters. I think if you were talking about the Lord of the Rings, Paolo, earlier. So in the Lord of the Rings, they mine. They often are uh, like considered miners. They are very short and
Now understand. Yes.
good. Um,
Thank
so
you.
yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions? Any other questions here? Okay, so hopefully not. Let's have David. Can you read the next paragraph?
Yes, Joshua. Well, in less technical contexts, the term is also used to describe something problem. To describe something blessed with unusual happiness, as in fairy tale ending, a happy ending, or fairy tale romance. Though not all fairy tales end happily. Colloquially, a fairy tale or fairy story can also mean any far-fetched story or tale. It is used especially of any story that not only is not true, but could not possibly be true.
Nice. Really good job. That was great pronunciation again. Only a
Yes.
couple small things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like blessed was one of them. Blessed.
Last.
Yeah, blessed. And then we've got unusual.
Um, sorry, unusual? Oh yes, unusual.
Yeah, so close. It's
Ah,
unusual.
un,
Unusual.
unusual. Unusual.
Good. And happily.
Happily, happily,
Yeah, happily.
happily.
And then colloquially.
Colloquial.
Yeah, colloquially. Good. Um, yeah, that sounded great. Does anybody have any questions in this second paragraph? Any questions here?
Yeah, Joshua. What is? I forget. Farfetch. Farfetch.
Far-fetched. Okay.
Farfetch.
Can you explain what far-fetched means?
Far-fetched means maybe fake or made up.
Is fake or made up? Yeah, unbelievable.
Mhm.
And so, Ken, do you remember why far-fetched is far-fetched?
Hey, why?
Yeah, I think I explained it once to you.
The exaggeration, some exaggerated story.
Okay. Um, close. So, when we fetch something, usually we bring it back from a long way away. So if you're fetching something, oftentimes it's a dog, you throw a stick and the dog brings it back. And so a story was far-fetched if
Mhm.
a traveler brought the story back, he fetched the story from far away. So
I
often when
see.
these travelers came back,
Mhm.
they had far-fetched stories. They came from far away and they told these really unbelievable things.
Mhm.
So it became so that any story that was far-fetched was equally unbelievable as the stories that these people would tell when they came back from long trips. Does that make
I have
sense?
a doubt.
Yeah.
Uh, can we use exaggerated instead of far-fetched, or those two terms are different?
Yeah, they're really similar. For sure. An exaggeration can either be a great exaggeration or a small exaggeration. So I think exaggeration is a little bit more ambivalent than far-fetched, but they can mean the same thing. For sure.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And any other questions?
No, thank you.
Okay. What about colloquially? Paolo, can you explain what colloquially means?
No, I don't know. Let me see.
Okay, that's fine. What about Venati? Do you know what colloquially means?
Um, local language or
Yeah, I think in common language.
common language?
So like in everyday speech
Hmm.
would be colloquial. Good. Okay. Let's go on to the next page. Let's do one more little paragraph. And let's have Paolo. Can you read this paragraph?
Yes. In future, we where demons and witches are perceived as real fairy tales may merge into legends where the narrative is perceived both by teller and reader as being grounded in historic truth. However, unlike legends and epics, they usually do not contain more than superficial reference to religions and actual places, people, and events. They take place once upon a time later than in actual time.
Nice.
Very
Okay.
difficult.
There were some really hard words there.
Yeah, very hard.
Only some small things. So the first one, rather. Can you repeat rather?
Rather,
Yeah. And then references. References.
reference. Sorry?
References. References.
References.
Good. And then epics.
Epicus.
Epics.
Epic.
Yeah, epics.
Epic.
And then teller and hearers.
Teller. And
Hearers.
hearer.
Yeah, hearers.
Hearer.
And then perceived.
Perceive.
Good, perceived.
Perceived.
Witches. Witches.
Riches.
And demons.
Demon.
Yeah. And cultures.
Culture.
Good.
So-
Cultures. Okay. And what about on this page? Does anybody have any questions?
What does it mean, hatter?
What does what mean?
What does hatter mean?
Hearer. What does hearer mean?
Sorry, no, hatter. R-A-T.
Oh, rather. Rather.
Rather.
Yeah.
Rather.
Okay. Okay. Ken, can you explain rather?
Yes, rather means, how can I say, take place once per time rather than, how can I explain? Uh, in this context, they take place in the past, not in modern times.
Okay. Yeah, but not in.
Mhm.
We wouldn't say in the past. They take place
That's
in.
where place.
But not in. Like. Not in historical times
Ah, yeah.
or
Mhm.
in modern times. So they're not ever in the world. But yeah, so rather in this case is but not.
Okay.
Yeah. Rather could also be like instead.
Ah, yeah. Instead.
Instead of. Does that make sense, Paolo?
More or less. But
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so you could replace rather in this case. So they take place once upon a time instead of in actual times. So rather than, instead of, or but not in, but not. Those could all go and mean the same thing. Does that make sense now? A little bit more.
Oh, now it makes sense for me.
Okay. Okay, and so let's go on. Well, does anybody have any other questions here? Okay. And let's have David. Can you ask Ken the first question?
Okay, Joshua. Um, okay. What are some typical fairy tales characters?
Yes, typical characters are kind of king, a princess and prince, dwarfs, witches, elves, etc.
Nice. nice. Really good job. Kings, princesses, princes, dwarves, witches, elves, etc. Good. Really nice job, Ken. Ken, can you ask Venati the next question?
Okay. Venati, what is the difference between a fairy tale and a legend?
I'm not sure, but is it the fairy tales are fantasy stories, but mm, legends may be history.
Yeah, legends might be historical. For sure. Can you repeat the end of this sentence?
Okay, might be historical. Yes. Um, Fairy tales are fantasy stories, but legends might be historical.
Good. Awesome. Really good job. And Venati, can you ask Paulo the next question?
Sure. Follow. What is another colloquial meaning for fairy tale?
What is another correct name for fairy tale? Um, Sorry, I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. David, can you explain what another colloquial meaning for fairy tale might be?
Yes, I will try, Joshua. Is story tale or
Um, I think it's a little bit different. So I think anything in this paragraph, pretty much.
fairy tale or fairy story?
So that could be part of it. And this one also could be part of it.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Okay, so what's another colloquial meaning, David?
Another colloquial meaning is like a perfect story or a tale that is a story that is invaluable. It's not true.
Yeah. So any story that is unbelievable or not true. What's the other colloquial meaning? It's a little bit more positive.
Oh man. It's perfect. Perfect, right?
Yeah.
Is
So
the examples that you said before, like the people that are travelers, and when they come back to the normal place where they live, they told perfect stories that are a little bit exaggerate
yeah. When
about
something is far-fetched.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I think that's something that's unbelievable or not true. I thought you said also perfect. So when something is perfect, like a fairy tale wedding,
Yes.
that's also another colloquial way of saying it. Very good. So a fairy tale wedding is a very good wedding. So colloquially. So when we use colloquial, meaning for fairy tale. So when would you colloquially use fairy tale? When you're talking about something very good. So that was a fairy tale wedding. That was a very good wedding. Or stop telling me fairy tales. Stop telling me far-fetched. So colloquial meaning is just when is it used in everyday speech? When is used in
Yeah,
everyday
normal
speech?
speech, right?
Good.
Yes.
Okay. And David, can you ask Paulo the next question?
Yeah, sure. Paolo, where do fairy tales normally take place?
Oh, where do tales normally take place? In uh, in lands of imagination and wonderland. That's right.
In the land of the imagination? Yeah. In a wonderland. We could say once upon a time
Once upon a time,
and far, far away.
far, far away, like Shrek.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really common fairy tale trope is to say once upon a time and far, far away. Um, exactly, but really good. And does anybody have any questions? Any questions on this page? Okay, go on to the next. Let's try to make our own. And let's start with Ken. Can you read the title and the directions?
You practice, make a fairy tale, talk to your classmates, and try to make your own fairy tale.
Good. Okay, Ken, can you ask Vanati the first question?
Okay. Venati, where does the story take place?
Once upon a time, in a far-fetched place, in a faraway land.
Okay. Okay, good. And so does it take place in a kingdom or in the forest or underwater
In
or
a kingdom.
okay, in a kingdom? Okay. And so in a castle or in a town?
Oh, castle?
Okay. So in a castle. Perfect. And Venati, can you ask Paolo the next question?
Follow. Who are the good characters in your story?
Uh, what a good check. Sorry. I don't know. Sorry.
Okay. So the good characters. What what's a good character, Paolo? What's a good character? What's that mean?
Good character. Character.
So a character is just a person.
Yes. Person. Like Shrek.
Okay, so there's a princess. I'm not sure exactly what you said, Paolo. So, yeah, who is the good character? There's really no wrong answer. So you could say a witch is a good character. There's a good witch, or there's a good prince, or a good king, or a good goblin. Any fairy tale character. What's the character that you want to talk about?
About the what? The princess Snow White.
Um, the prince?
The princess Snow White. Right.
I'm not sure. Can you type in the chat box? Okay, the princess Snow White. Okay.
Oh, white. No,
Snow.
no, not
Snow.
right. White.
Okay. Can you repeat? Snow.
No,
Snow.
no.
Okay, yeah, good. So the Princess Snow White is a good
Right.
character. Are there any other good characters? Are there any other good characters?
Mm, Malevo. I don't know, Joshua. Sorry.
Don't be sorry. So the question is como existem outros bons personagens?
I know, but I don't remember.
Okay, okay. What about you, David? Can you think of any other good characters we might have in the story?
Yeah, Joshua, for sure. Okay, let me think. Well, there is a princess already, one. Uh, Obviously, the other good character could be um, well, the male, no, the the knight.
Okay. So we could
Yeah,
have a knight.
that is the male. It's like the male princess. Okay. What else? The horse of the night,
Okay. The
the,
knight's horse.
the night horse, right? Well, what else? Okay. The friends of the knight's friends, some friends. And well, maybe a magician, some some wizard, some
Okay,
wizard
nice.
that help them.
Perfect. And David, can you ask Ken the next question?
Okay, who are the good characters? No, sorry. Who are the evil characters in your story?
Darth Vader.
Just who?
Huh? Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not evil.
Okay. And so anybody else? Any other bad characters?
Mm,
The skeleton.
That's
Sorry.
all?
Sorry.
Osama bin Laden.
Another typical kind of greedy capitalist.
The typical greedy characters?
Greedy capitalist.
Okay. So the
I said capitalist.
the typical greedy capitalist. Nice. Good. Yeah. Okay. And so there's Darth Vader and a greedy capitalist.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
A little bit
And
modern twist.
what was that?
A little bit of modern twist.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a modern twist. That was good. Ken, can you ask Paulo the next question?
Okay. Next question. What problems does the main character have?
What problems does the main character have? I don't I don't understand the what does main mean.
Um,
Does the main character have main? I
es como principais.
oh now understand. Thank you.
Yeah.
Uh, my uh, he have he has or he had. He has afraid uh, he has afraid. Afraid. Yes, afraid.
So he is afraid.
He is afraid the kryptonite.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you mean. He's afraid of...
Kryptonite. Kryptonite. The Superman has afraid the sorry, Joshua.
Don't be sorry.
Superman have
Is Superman?
yes, the Superman.
Okay, so I think these are our good characters. So these are the ones that we can work with. So we have a horse.
Yes. I understand now. Yes, yes, the Princess Snow White. Okay. He is afraid. He is afraid. The witch.
Okay, so
Witch.
yeah, maybe he might be afraid of Darth Vader or the greedy capitalist. But that's good. Paulo, unfortunately, we're gonna have to finish up. David too. I do have another
you.
class right after this. But really good job in class today. Keep up the good work. Hopefully I'll see you.
Very much. Thank you, Joshua.
You're welcome. Thank you. It was nice to see you again.
Thank you, Joshua.
You're welcome, David. See you soon.
Thank
See you
you.
next class. Bye-bye.
Bye.